This week on Across the Arrowverse, it's the week of great one-liners. Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Matthew Vose.
And I'm Catherine Kay.
This week we are going to be discussing Supergirl, for good, The Flash, Run Iris Run, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, I, Ava, and Arrow, The Thanatos Guild. Yep.
So the what?
Just because this is audio and not video, I got the most quizzical look across a microphone just now.
Was I supposed to? Oh, the Thanatos Guild, is that the League of Assassins that isn't really the League of Assassins?
Yeah, the new League of Assassins.
Oh, okay.
But we've called it something different, so we're disassociated. It's now Jurassic World instead of Jurassic Park. Hey, people didn't die here.
Okay.
Let's kick off with that then, because that made an impact, clearly. The return of the Al Ghouls.
I like Nyssa.
Yeah, Nyssa, very, very good.
Very funny.
She was absolutely excellent this week.
Husband.
We had Thea and Roy, trying to find a hidden thing from Malcolm Merlin, some sort of MacGuffin.
Yes, the fancy schmancy box with the weirdy map that could only be populated with Thea's blood.
Yeah. I don't know, and I don't even know what it was meant to lead to.
2 new Lazarus pits.
That was it. It was 2 new Lazarus pits. We didn't know until they actually found it. That was why they wanted it. Yes.
Yes.
I'm not even sure there was particularly a subplot in this.
No, I think we are starting to subtly, and subtle is not a word I normally apply to this show, subtly bring teams A and B in line, separate but in line.
Yes, we had the investigation of the police.
Yes.
That's probably our subplot, is it? And,
yes.
And Curtis maybe getting a new beau on the police force who is going to turn out to be evil and he has to choose between them. And sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I?
But yes,
we're setting up that conflict.
Blatantly, the pretty cop that Curtis likes is blatantly going to be part of the bad cops.
But yes, the return of Nyssa was excellent. They gave her a lot of fun to do. She had to do a lot of heavy lifting in expositioning.
Yes.
But also her use of husband.
Yes. So funny. Husband. My sister wife.
Yes. Sister wife was very good.
Sister wife.
Because I liked the shade being thrown from Felicity at her. And it was well earned. Like, we can believe that from that character. But it almost just went off her back like a duck.
Yeah, she don't
so
care.
Good, yeah. But particularly John trying to talk to her about it and saying, you know, it's annoying when you say husband. She's like, that is the fun.
Yes.
She knows what she's about.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, no, I like Nyssa a lot.
Yeah. It's really strange. Because we've now got Theo and Roy going off to do this thing with Nyssa, it feels like it's setting up a spin-off.
It does. And I suppose I'm in 2 minds here. One is it genuinely setting off a spin-off? Maybe not a live-action spin-off. Maybe we're going to get some kind of cartoon series with Roy and Thea and Nyssa.
Either a comic or an animated, yeah.
Or the other thing is, I don't know necessarily if the actress that plays Thea is all that into being in it, or in it consistently.
Yeah.
Because we had the whole ability for her to essentially be a cameo and a main character at the same time when she was in a coma just randomly for 6 months or however long it was. Is this the other way of allowing her to still have her character as part of the series, but actually her time commitment is reduced to that of a cameo?
Yeah, she wanted to leave, but to leave the door open, and they've done it very nicely in a way.
Yes.
Oh, it brings to mind Zahn on Farscape, who wanted the opportunity to return, and they never got the memo. And Cordelia wanted to come back on Angel, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
They've actually done it properly here. And you could see Thea coming back for a couple of episodes next season, or the series finale.
Yeah, I think it allows them a lot of flexibility to bring her back as little or as much as they and she want.
Yeah.
So.
But this was very much a standalone episode. Hardly anything of the big picture stuff. Basically no references to the rest of the Arrowverse. This could have been slotted in pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, I think the only thing that was linked to the overarching plot is the investigation of the dirty police.
Yeah, which, again, could have been a B-plot anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow, Ava.
Yes.
So Sarah going off in a bit of a huff because she thinks she's evil Neil, but then finding out that Ava's gone missing. They go looking for her and find out in the year 24 she is one of many, many Ava clones.
I think it's good.
Thoughts?
I like it as a sort of side plot. I think it's interesting. I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't have known somehow about this because they've been to further in the future. So presumably, if in 2023 was it? 2033?
Oh, I thought it was like 24 something. 2213.
2213.
Split the difference.
But it's not that this is only happening in 2213 to this point in the years before 2213, and there must be some continuation of the clones in the years after 2213. I don't feel that, in terms of how time works, it's not believable that this Ava cloning phenomenon is restricted to 2213. It's not a different world.
Yeah.
It's a point in time. So that I was finding hard to... they were talking about 2213 like it was a place rather than a point in time.
That's true.
And I found that a little jarring.
Yeah. The only way I can reconcile it is if it becomes a plot point of why they didn't exist beyond that point. Yes. Why that point in time is so important for the clones. Did it impact humanity or something? But we don't know enough about it, so it's just got a big question mark over it.
And I think we are going to know more about it, because clearly Rip knew more about it. So I'm expecting to see Rip in the next episode. Yeah. And clearly there was something more about it on the bank in the logs of the Wave Rider
that he deleted.
Yeah. So I'm sure some of that will come out. But at the moment, I'm finding how they refer to 2213 a little jarring.
Yeah, be interesting to see, because we're at this point, there's 2 episodes to go after this. We're at the point where all the threads should start coming together. So how does this tie into the Malice story?
Yes.
I'm not sure it will, and that might be a little frustrating.
Unless this is somehow part of some kind of Doctor Who-esque pulling together solution to fighting Malice that Rip is doing in the background.
Yeah, many Avas.
Because Rip has been very... I hesitate to say underused, because I've not missed him.
No, there is that.
But lightly used, perhaps.
Yes, and almost he's better for it.
Yes.
Because by and large in the previous seasons, he's been the one with all the answers. So you have to write him out somehow, otherwise you just solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
Where Arrow didn't really have much subplot going on, there were a lot of subplots in this episode of Legends. We had Zari and Rory dealing with his totem power and his ignorance about her religion. Yes. Not really dealing with it, but a little bit dealing with it.
Yes, I think there was a slight sense of education of the audience in diversity with that, which to be honest I liked.
Yeah, normalising.
I liked I liked it, but yes, I don't think Mick is ever going to be the most open and inclusive of characters.
Yeah. It would almost have been better to have that with Amaya, someone who's now 70 years out of time, so bring her up to speed on world religions as they are now, rather than as they were considered then.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other one, which was particularly interesting, was Damien Dark and Nate.
That was very interesting. Damien is missing his little girl.
Absolutely. Now, we've been thinking it was going to be her as the weak link in the team, and she was going to be the one to help bring down Damien Dark. And it's almost looking like it's the reverse.
Yes.
He's going to be the one to help them stop Malice so he can get his daughter back.
Yes.
I like it as a reverse.
I do, especially as I had thought they had made him so irredeemably evil that he couldn't be rescued. And yet they're starting to rescue him.
Yeah.
And possibly they're able to do that because whilst he was being evil, and he really was brutal.
Yeah.
He didn't do it to anyone that we genuinely care about.
No.
And he was funny at the same time. makes me a little bit worried that I can like a psychopath if he's funny. You know?
Tell that to Patrick Bateman.
Well, there you go.
So that's quite interesting. I'm hoping that really comes to something, and I'm expecting the next 2 weeks to be some sort of big cliffhanger next week, and then lots of good resolution the week after.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Supergirl for good. So, Alex and Sam, looking at her missing time, and is there something wrong with her brain?
Yeah,
and the Luthers being involved with, is it Power? The guy from Heroes, assassination attempt, and eventually, I think it might be
Max Power. No, he can't be called Max Power. That would just be ridiculous.
No, he wouldn't be named after a Wigan striker, would he?
Do we have a striker called Max Power?
We're going to have a striker called Max Power.
Nice. For good.
Adrian Pasdar. Morgan Edge.
So not Max
Not
Power
Max
at
Power.
all.
Not something Power. Morgan Edge.
Yes.
His assassination attempt. Then his assassination attempt on Lena Luthor. Lena. God, I'm terrible at this. And then Lillian Luthor coming in, and it turns out actually she's kind of the villain of the piece. And she turns up in the Lexo suit.
The Lexo suit was cool.
Yeah.
I am also intrigued by the fact that this does actually seem to have brought Lillian and Lena slightly closer together as mother-daughter. I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah. And Lena really starting to take her place in between those two worlds. Not just trying to be Cat Grant and not being Lex, her own thing. And I appreciate that we're seeing that on screen. We've not just been told that she is that.
But yeah, but they do need to tell her who Supergirl is.
Well, yes, and after this week, I'm almost finding it hard to believe she hasn't worked it out. Again, she's supposed to be super smart, so...
Yeah.
So it opens with Alex and Sam... Well, it might not open with this. There is a bit in it with Alex and Sam at a hospital, and Alex has the line, "I used to be a doctor in Seattle."
Little baby Grey. Loved it.
Yeah, that was a really nice tie-in, but it also has hints of transitioning Alex to be a doctor in this world. That actually, if we're going to have Mon-El and the Legion of Superheroes, if we're going to have Jimmy Olsen fighting, if we're going to have other powered people, we don't need Alex for her strength that we have a little bit in the past. So we could give her other skills. And actually, being the medic might be a very smart thing to do with her.
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
Particularly if she gets good in, xenobiology for the aliens.
Yes. Yes.
The only other note that I made that was quite interesting is the reference of General Zod. There was a throwaway reference to General Zod, which, fine, is, this is the world in which he exists. But the line was, "Didn't your cousin kill him?" And that basically puts this in the same universe as Man of Steel. Because that's what happens in that. Now, you could argue he's killed at the end of Superman 2, but he's also, trapped in the S that's ripped off Superman's chest. So we basically ignore that happened at all.
Didn't they say something about bringing him back?
That he'd existed in the future even though Superman had killed him, I think, was the thing. That they'd... They have some reference of, we used this tactic to take out General Zod in the future.
Right.
Yeah. And it was, didn't your cousin kill him? Nice.
Hey.
Always appreciate that, because he's a good character. So if there's a hint, he might turn up if they do a Legion of Superheroes spin-off.
Nice.
I'll take it.
Nice.
So Flash. Iris Rent.
Iris. Rent Iris.
She got to take on Barry's powers, and she got to experience what it was like running, which in any other episodes they would have done very nicely, and I would have appreciated. To double up on Ralph Dibny telling her, you stay here, you never actually put yourself in danger, and that causing her to want to go into the thing. And yes, that's part of the reason it happens. But it makes it so much more believable to me that she wanted to do that she wanted to then go and use the powers. She wasn't freaked out by them. She was, no, I am in a place where I want to stand up, and this suddenly gives me the opportunity to.
Yes. No, I agree. It was really nice. And I liked the joy that she found. Yeah. And I thought they played it very nicely between... they play the Barry Iris relationship very nicely. You know, you could see the dichotomy in like her joy in her powers, but worry and concern for Barry that he's lost powers, and you could see with him the sadness and the confusion and the concern about having his power stripped away, but equally that he had joy for the fact that Irish had something.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was lovely. It was lovely.
Yeah, really well done. And they have become probably, I think, more through the writing of her this season, they've become a good couple.
Yes.
Where we've not given a huge amount of care in the past, it's just working this season.
Yeah.
For the show as a whole, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. Really good.
I appreciated the drama with Ralph. I can actually buy it how much he believes his life is in danger because nothing has stopped DeVoe.
Yeah.
And that he's worrying about it and he's taking it out on people. I buy it.
Yeah,
it works.
agreed.
It's good drama.
And I mean, like, it was not so long ago since he was that he was a totally self-obsessed person.
Yeah.
You know, it would be very hard to believe that he just went, oh yeah, now I'm like a superhero.
Yeah.
I'm like Barry.
Yeah.
You know, it's perfectly normal and natural for him to be concerned for himself.
So we had a new bus meta this week, who can move powers from people to people, which is the setup for the whole thing. He is the catalyst for that event. But he could be useful against DeVoe, but it feels like he would move all of DeVoe's powers. But I wonder if this is the way they will get powers out of DeVoe.
Yeah.
So to get the Kilgore power out so that he can't take out the cerebral inhibitor so that they can stop him, so that I can sort of see the layering happening now.
Yes.
Where I think I can see what's coming.
Yeah.
Which is good. I quite like that. We can just see the pieces coming together. But I'm also enjoying not being sure what's going to come in Legends Tomorrow and Supergirl.
Yes. I think there's a wild card in this with Harry Wells and his stupid hat.
The cerebral inhibitor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the cerebral inhibitor, the thinking cap.
Oh, the thinking cap, yes.
I think there's a wild card in there. I think that is going to come to great disaster.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay, you think it's going to impact him to make him like DeVoe, or impact him to strip his intelligence?
I don't know. Don't know. But I don't see good things coming out of this. I'm with where Cisco was at the start. I don't think he should be doing it.
Okay. Is this Harry is not long for this series?
Oh. But he's my favourite Wells.
Yeah. It'll be interesting because part of that will depend on what they're planning for next season. Is there going to be some sort of return of a previous Wells or the evil Wells? Because there's always that possibility.
Yeah.
So.
Or has this actor just gone, I'm done now. I've done like this character in as many different variants as we can possibly think of. What else is there for me to do? I
feel like not. I get the real sense that he relishes the part and the opportunities it gives him. So, and frankly, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a line in Flash. I was saying about how there were great lines in all the shows this week. There was a line towards the opening of Flash that just had me in fits of hysterics, where they accused him of being a mad scientist or getting a degree in mad science. And his line was, mad science is an area of study, not a whole degree.
Yes, loved it.
That's good. Yeah. That's really sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
Did they have someone going from show to show this week, helping them with, like... That's like a Joss Whedon line.
Good fun. It was good fun.
Which of them do you think has come out more strongly? Or no, which line did you prefer? Mad science, the husband annoying joke, or Doctor in Seattle?
Well, Doctor in Seattle.
Yeah?
Because I'm such a Grey's-aholic. but for pure giggles, maybe Mad Science.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I liked the husband joke, if I'm honest. Mm-hmm. I think it tells us a lot about the character. It's not just a good joke. It tells us something about her character as well. Yeah. And I really like that.
I liked the moment where Felicity was like, I'm going to need lots of peace and quiet to do this. And she's like, yes, that is why I'm staying, sister wife. Like, yeah.
But even then, it's like, that seems very complicated. Yes, it is. And this is my power, so up yours.
Yeah, exactly.
So that wraps us up for another week. If you have thoughts, questions, or comments, you can use the hashtag ATAV on Twitter. Or you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as Eloquent Gushing. If you want to help support us, please check out our Patreon page where you can get access to exclusive content across all our shows. Go to patreon.com/eloquentgushing. And don't forget to visit the homepage, eloquentgushing.com, where you can find the other shows across the network and subscribe to our weekly newsletter with all the goings on. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you across the Arrowverse.
Across the Arrowverse is an Eloquent Gushing production. For more shows you'll love, please visit eloquentgushing.com.